Alright guys, this is going to be like completely different. Yeah, I'm going to talk about consciousness and kind of the misperception that things like The Secret and Law of Attraction have given people, or I don't know, I've noticed a lot of people kind of tend to go with that idea. And these are just my ideas, it's not a firm belief of mine even, so if it's interesting then whatever. So, here we go. If consciousness itself, which is pretty much the one thing that it seems like science has almost nothing to say about, if that's actually what drives reality, in whatever form you think of it, you know, whether it's God or whatever, the collective, or the source, then what goes into that morass of stuff? Because if you think of it in terms of reality is made up of all of the consciousnesses and perspectives in the universe, then you have to kind of include everything into what goes into actually creating reality. Because there are things like the perspective of that I have of what a tree is. There's a perspective of what a squirrel has of what a tree is, and so on about like everything. So if you include everything, there's like more than 6.5 billion human perspectives, possibly quite a bit more at this point. And then if I include the animal perspective and the plant perspective and even microbe and non-organic perspective, if there is such a thing, I have no idea, then the amount of perspectives feeding the universal feedback loop that might make up reality, it might as well be infinite, an infinite number of perspectives. At the same time, of course, there's like a singularity consciousness, or I don't know whether you believe that or not. That's it. But then, even if consciousness makes the second person interactive world that we live in, even if it co-creates that or collectively creates that reality, then the belief that many people have taken on, like I said before, like things like The Secret or the Law of Attraction, basically that you create your own reality, that's still a falsehood, even if you follow this consciousness model of the universe. Why? Because in the infinitely vast ocean of perspectives I just tried to describe, perspectives, minds, whatever, an outside observer, if there was such a thing, would need something that probably a little bit better than an electron microscope to see you, the individual, at all, and that whole mess. The universe doesn't revolve around humans, let alone one person or a group of people. Now, I don't know if a vast amounts of people working together with focus of intent on something can do anything. I guess that's possible. But how do you research that? Or put it into lab settings? Of course, I'm talking about thousands or millions of people at once, not a small amount. The vast number of separated powers or perspectives is only one problem you would encounter with this model of the universe. There are probably many problems I've not even thought of yet, of course. Another issue is the fractured sense of identity most or all of us humans have. There's normal consciousness, subconscious, collective species-wide consciousness, all of which we all kind of need to awaken into and come to terms with before we can even move on to what I'm talking about now, which is basically renegotiating reality. Like in The Secret, it's not a thing where you can do individually. It has to be a collective effort. This is also something Terence McKenna talked about and called it the eschaton, which would be like the end of history, where everything stops being the way it is now, where it's all linear, and becomes more of a lucid dream type state because everyone is awake and working together on this. I have no idea if non-human perspectives have like the previously mentioned problems of fractures.
Is the universe... No. Is the
Either way...
universe...
Wait. I'm not done. One other factor which ties directly into the paranormal is that if this model of the consciousness universe is correct, which I have no idea if it is or not, is that we don't know who all the players are. There seems to be entities or perspectives out there who are pretty much unaccounted for. A lot of it is probably the subconscious and collective consciousness barfing out interpretive nonsense because we have not mastered it. And this produces all kinds of things like encounters, maybe even encounters with aliens or ghosts or whatever. But despite that, there still seems to be plenty of cases where we don't know what it is, or who it is. And there just definitely seems to be someone else in the building, apart from all of our junk. So, if we're going to consider a consciousness model of the universe, i.e. with our thoughts we create the world together, we have a lot of homework to do.